How about we just see the picture together and then, okay, I'm going to describe this picture. Okay, let me start. I believe this picture must have been taken during the last World Cup match because the Korea national, the captain of the Korean national team, South Korea, Son, or otherwise called Sonny. Do you know that nickname?
Yep.
Yeah, Sonny in the picture is wearing a face protection mask. It was just before the World Cup got started when Captain Sonny suffered an injury on his face, like how do I say, the facial fracture?
Yeah.
Facial fracture. And I want to describe from the left to the right. And the fourth one that caught my attention was a referee there who's wearing black referee uniform. But unfortunately, he barely makes an appearance here because most of him is out of the frame. And the second, from the left, is obviously Lee Gang-in. Do you know him? Yeah, he's been playing for Paris Saint-Germain as a starting player, a player who is on the starting how to say, starting point? No. Starting. It's hard to say the concept in Korean into English. Just starting member. I think that's not substitute. Either of them now tried to take the free kick. I think this shot was just taken just before the free kick was done. And he seems to be checking how the defensive wall is set up to get the ball over them. Or he seems to be checking how our teammates are positions, just in case the free kick is failed and then they need to they need to do the follow-up actions to get the ball or to score the goal. And here I can't really help but notice his hunched back, rounded back. And I'm really wondering why so many football players develop hunched, rounded back, rounded shoulders, and kind of, we called turtleneck. So forward head posture, which must be detrimental to their health in the future. And lastly, of course, there is a Sonny, our captain. And unlike Kang-in Lee, who has his bangs up, his hairstyle, Sonny has very natural hairstyle, wearing face protection mask. And what catches my attention about him is his shoulders. Look at that. His shoulders are very wide and very open. Wide open that his uniforms look very small on him. And the uniform has very great black, how do I call that? Trim or color? Kala in Korean, kala. And I like the captain armband that he wears on the left arm. And both of them now breathe through their mouth, which indicates that they're out of breath because, they must be playing very hard. As for the background, which looks very blurry, there must be a lot of spectators in the background. And yeah, there's nothing else to say. How do you feel about it?
It's great. It's really detailed.
I should have prepared a lot more, but yeah.
I know for a fact that I didn't know the OPIC test had picture description round. I know that the standards for that test do not require that much detail. So you would have scored very, very high.
Yes,
for sure.
Thank you.
What you said was great. There really isn't a lot of feedback to give. A few things.
Yes, I love that.
This was before we started. Be careful pronunciation here. Jersey.
Here, S sounds Z instead of C. Jersey.
Right. Jersey.
Okay.
Very American. We don't call it that in Britain. We would
you don't say jersey?
No.
Okay, so how would you call it?
A football shirt.
Football shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Football shirt. Just football shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
but the American word is jersey.
Jersey.
Sonny suffered a facial fracture. You got it absolutely right. Be confident in what you were saying there. It's really great. You said the first one that caught my attention.
Yes.
It would be more natural to say the first thing.
Oh.
The first thing that caught my attention. You're right, they're both non-specific language, right? Vague language that we use.
Yes.
But one is suggesting to me you've already given context about what you're going to list, but this was the very first thing you said about the photo. So the first thing that you want to say, or the first thing that caught your attention, would be better than one. If you said, I'm going to list a number of features of the photo, the first one is, that would work. But because you didn't give any clarification, it would be more natural.
Now I got it. Yes. You know, this is as confusing as all the stuff.
Sure.
And pretty much similar.
Right. Very similar. Just slight nuance, right? We're talking about very advanced things, but I just want to give you my natural response as like a, what a native would choose.
Okay.
What did you say here? A player who's...
I was super confused about that.
Okay. So the expression we would use here, a player who's in the starting 11 is the expression.
As in best 11.
The best 11 is a group of players at the end of a season taken from all the teams.
Okay.
The starting 11 is 11 players from one team.
Player who's in their starting 11. So I should have said Lee Gang-in is in the starting 11.
Right.
Okay.
He's a member of the first team. He's a regular starter for Paris Saint-Germain, or he's a starting member of the PSG first team, something like that.
Okay.
All of these would be very appropriate.
There are so many ways to say that.
Sure. I want to give you options, right? Whatever you feel most.
Do you mind me just repeating several times before moving on to
time.
Okay. Lee Gang-in is a player who's in the starting 11. In the starting 11, he's a member of the first team. He's a regular starter for PS. Regular starter. He's a starting member. I think that's the thing that I try to say when I describe a picture. Starting member. He's a starting member of the PSG first team. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect.